Alright everyone, now that we know our 3 beats quite well and we can move with them and do all those things that we would usually do with them, we're going to do 3-beat archers. Now the archer name comes from the fact that you kind of look like an archer pulling back a bow as you're doing this, pulling back my bow and fire. The motion here is you want to be able to trace your arm as you're doing it. So take your right arm and trace your left arm in the same way that you would if you were doing a 3-beat. And if you're doing it forwards, so if you're 3 beats forwards, and you start tracing your arm, you're going towards your face at the top, and you're going away at the bottom. Now, just do that with your hands at first, so make sure you can do this. Your right arm to your left arm. And also keep notice that my left arm here is still doing that swaying motion. Because if you don't sway correctly, it's actually not going to work. If I keep my arm over here and I don't move, it's not gonna work. That swaying motion allows me to keep my 3-beat. So if I was doing my 3-beat regularly, how we had that sort of swaying motion, I'm now going to do that over here. So start with your dominant arm, is the one that you're going to do this first with, and do your 3 beats like you normally would in your dominant direction. So I will do mine forwards, and at some point I'm going to take my arms apart, we did with our extensions. I'm just going to hold it here for a minute. And now when I bring them together, instead of bringing them in close like this, I'm going to keep my left arm out, and I'm going to do this swooping motion. So let me show you that again. You're going to swoop down and up, like that. And as I swoop over, I'm going to swoop under. Now, over, under, out. And I'm going to kind of trace my arm as I'm doing that. Instead of me just making big circles here, I'm coming down and over, forwards and out. And the best way to know that you're doing this is that you have your arms sliding up against each other. That's how you know that you're doing your archer correctly, is that you get this kind of swaying motion. And you can hear and feel your arms just brushing against each other as you do it. And you keep the same timing, and your left arm shouldn't be that hard to do as you're doing this. Just remember your timing when you're doing your 3-beat, and then come out and into it. Right arm comes up and over, slides in, and I start doing that swaying motion. And get to where you can do this correctly. And if you find that you're hitting yourself, or that your right arm is getting stuck on your left arm, like this kind of thing that's going on here, you're not moving your arm in the correct position. That is what's causing you to get stuck. So practice that one, and then once you can do it with your right arm, you're going to do it in reverse. And this one is going to be just as hard, if not harder, because this is going to be your non-dominant direction. And so if you're going reverse, you're going to come up and in. So if I wrap this up and in, over and out. Up and in, over and out. Up and in, over and out. And keep in mind that I'm going under my arm, out, up, over my arm, and back in. I'm doing it in one motion. So to see the left arm, and when I say left arm, I mean that my left arm is the one that is actually doing the archer motion. My right arm is just kind of standing here straight. And try to keep your right arm, whichever arm is doing this, keep it as straight as possible. Because if you start bending this in, you're going to end up screwing up this archer lead. So the straighter you can keep this, the better. And once you can do your archer leads correctly, because they are the same thing as a 3-beat, you'll find that you can actually waist strap these and swap between sides. So just as you would a regular waist strap, you can actually waist strap these. Oops. Got stuck on the bottom of my handle. And from the front, this looks like is and those are your 3-beat archer weaves. So practice those, and hopefully you can learn the waist strap by using archer weaves. If you can, awesome. It's a really neat skill to have, and looks really trippy when people are watching you do this, because you kind of get this control. You can exaggerate things. So practice that and get ready for the next one.